Also, how a UK mother of two moved to Los Angeles and, despite being a self-confessed Hollywood nobody, ended up hobnobbing with the likes of George Clooney and Meryl Streep. Oh, that looks like hard work, doesn't it? Now, talking of the Hollywood A-list, my next guest swapped her life as a mother of two in the UK to live the celebrity lifestyle in Los Angeles. After writing a book about schmoozing with Hollywood's finest, her story now looks set to be made into a movie. It's fantastic. Claire Fordham joins me now from La La Land. Hello there, how are you?
Hello, Lorraine. I'm very well, thank you.
It's great to see you. Now, your book made me laugh. It's called +1, A Year in the Life of a Hollywood Nobody. Because you were the +1 for your sister, weren't you?
That's right, yeah. My sister's singer-songwriter, Julia Fordham, and I moved over here to live with her after my kids grew up and left home. And I came just for a year as a reward for bringing up two children. And she took me everywhere as her +1. So I attended some of the glamorous events and parties in the shadow of celebrity, which was a lot of fun.
Well, you describe it beautifully, and it's absolutely hilarious. And I loved your mission throughout the book was to see your George, as you call him, your George Clooney.
Well, because my fantasy boyfriend... have you got a fantasy boyfriend?
Of course.
Are you prepared to share it with us? I bet it's George.
It's George. Of course it is. Who else
well,
would
there
it
you
be?
are, you see. Well, one of the reasons I moved to LA is I thought I had more of a chance of meeting him if I lived in the same country as him.
Of course.
So
yes.
and I know quite a few people that know him, and I thought, surely I've got to meet him one day. And I actually did get to meet him.
Oh, and you shared a moment. You shared a moment, didn't you?
A moment. It was a moment, but I did.
Well,
I did meet him, and
fabulous.
He's wonderful, very handsome, and all men should look like him.
Wouldn't life be great if that was true?
Yes.
Wouldn't life be marvellous? It would just be wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And you kind of, do you know what I really liked about this book as well? You talk about being a woman in her prime, sort of 40 plus, but how difficult that is in Los Angeles to be that age. Nobody admits to being, you know, everybody's kind of like 39 and then they stop.
That's right. Now, you always take off 4 years is the rule. Absolutely. But people are quite polite. They don't tend to ask you too much, but it's certainly not an advantage to be in your late 40s in this town, I can tell you.
No, that's for sure. But you've bucked the trend because, you know, the thing is, in the book, you know, there's a lot of your friends who are talking about how difficult it is to meet a man, you know, to get a really good man. And you did. You managed that very thing.
I did, but I moved here 7 years ago, hoping to meet, you know, somebody fabulous. And I did have a gentleman caller, I must say, at one point, but they ended up moving, going back to England for a trip, and I hooked up with a guy I was involved with 20 years ago, and we've been reunited, and we got married in September, which has been very, very wonderful.
We're seeing a photograph of him and the wedding, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. And isn't that strange how things turn out? How, you know, that somebody that you're obviously meant to be together. That was the thing. You're obviously meant to be together.
It does feel like that, I must say, and we're very happy. We got married at Cecil B. DeMille's old house in Los Angeles. It was magical. It really was.
I'll bet it was. Absolutely brilliant. Now, the exciting news is that, hopefully, the book's going to be turned into a film. Now, should that happen, and I hope it does, who's going to play you and who's going to play Julia? Who would you like?
Well, when you're in this lucky situation, you have to come up with what you call a wish list. Right. So top of the wish list of the woman who's going to direct it and produce it is, for me, so think 10 years younger, but Kate Blanchett to play me. But you've got to, obviously she'll have to eat a lot more cake than she does now to play me. And Kate Winslet to play Julia, or Roseanne Barr if we can't get her.
Oh, she'll love you for that. That sounds perfect. Dream casting.
Yeah,
absolute dream casting.
And I've said to my dad, I said, on a good day, I say to him, we'll get Michael Caine to pay you. But if he's a bit naughty and a bit cheeky, then I'll say, well, Ricky Tomlinson, Dad. It could always be Ricky Tomlinson. And, of course, it's got to be Helen Mirren to play my mum, I think.
Indeed, of course. Goes without saying. Claire, it's a cracking book. If you haven't read it, I thoroughly recommend it. It's absolutely hilarious. And I can't wait to see the movie. And I have to say a thank you to you because we met each other in Los Angeles and you gave us a lift or we would have been stuck forever somewhere.
You were stuck.
But thank you so much and good luck with that.
Absolute pleasure.
Come and talk to us again when the movie's in development. Let us know what happens.
Thank you.
Excellent.
I will. Thank you, Lorraine.
Thank you, Claire.
Thanks.
Great to talk to you. She's a brilliant woman, absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm sure you remember that.